Hi, it's David reading to you from The Final Events, page 77 by Ellen White. I'm sorry, day 77 on page 84. The title is Guard Association with the World. While this message is sounding, while the proclamation of truth is doing its separating work, we as faithful sentinels of God are to discern what our real position is. We are not to confederate with worldlings, lest we become imbued with their spirit, lest a spiritual discernment becomes confused, and we view those who have truth and bear the message of the Lord from the standpoint of the professed Christian churches. At the same time, we are not to be like the Pharisees and hold ourselves aloof from them. So it's a fine line. I mean, a worldling, I guess, is somebody who's just follows every trend and every secular thing that's independent of God, that's whatever, going to clubs, bars, doing whatever everybody else does. But like she said, we don't want to be like the Pharisees and condemning everybody either. Continuing on, those who are watching and waiting for the appearing of Christ in the clouds of heaven will not be mingling with the world in pleasure societies and gatherings merely for their own amusement. Because when we live in this world, there is that thing called the pleasure trap of just constantly searching for things that keep us amused and get our dopamine in our brain, get ourselves all cranked up. To bind ourselves by contracts or in partnerships or in business associations with those not of our faith is not in the order of God. So if you're going to have a business, if you're going to work with somebody in a business, if they don't believe the same as you, it's just like a marriage, it's not going to work out. We should unite with other people just as far as we can and not sacrifice principle. Be in the world, but not of the world. This does not mean that we should join their lodges and societies like Masons and those kind of things, fraternities, but that we should let them know that we are most heartily in sympathy with the temperance question. In other words, we want to do everything in moderation, have self-control, and not get bogged down by all the things that society says are okay. It might be legal to smoke marijuana, but that's not something we want to do. Or whatever, just as an example. There's all kinds of things like that that we know that are contrary to our faith. Let our conscience be our guide. Blessings to you all. Maranatha.